Hey, Inspired Tribe. How's it going? Welcome to the Inspired Livestream here on the Inspired channel. We are very excited that you're here. It's been a minute. We've been gone for a little bit. I believe this is the livestream number 213, and we're back. We're just back. Good to see you guys. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free, and it is Monday. November 1st, 2020, WON 21. Can you believe it that the year is coming into the final stretch? We got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, and we got a lot of things coming our way too. That's part of what we're going to talk about today. But let me first welcome you all. It's good to see your beautiful names and faces. Hey, Darla. Hey, Mr. Token. Hey, Ananda. How's it going? Michelle, Branda, Mick. Gary, good to see you. Stuart, Cecilia, good to see you all. Wonderful. I think that the chat's lagging a little bit. By the way, my name is Jean Nolan. This is my wonderful wife, Kristin Nolan. She's the wise voice behind the camera. And it's beautiful to see you all. Really beautiful. Kristin and I, as those of you who've been with us for a while now, we took off for a little bit, and we spent the last month or so in a hidden remote place, beautiful place where life is slower, it's quiet, it's quaint, um, and nobody lives by the clock. Nobody's on the clock. If it doesn't happen today, it happens tomorrow. And I'm going to share some takeaways from that with you and how they apply to the world, because after a few weeks in that place, I realized something really important. And that's what part of the message today is what came up at that time. Where are we going? What's going to unfold for all of us collectively? And how is this experience going to be moving forward? There's a lot of insight that came through. Although we didn't do a lot of active thinking, it was just receiving and being. So it's wonderful to be with you guys again. Let's dive into it. Come on. I mean, we are back. For those of you who are new to the live streams, we do this Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, right? Yeah. 2 p.m. Central. See, when you're out of it for a while, you forget the basics. So we didn't really have a schedule. One thing that I do want to share before we dive into today's topic is we had our first ever retreat, the Yato retreat, at the beginning of October, pretty much a month ago. It was absolutely amazing. A wonderful group of people, big shifts that happened there, and big shifts that continue to happen. We're in touch with the group of people. We keep checking in. They keep checking in. And just some wonderful shifts that are happening. And we're really grateful for this experience together. It happened in a wonderful place. We got to be in the beauty of God's nature. We got to be out there and experience it all, and do some wonderful meditations together and other things. So that was a wonderful retreat, and more news on upcoming retreat. We'll share that soon. I know a lot of you have been reaching out about retreats. Somebody wanted us to come to Canada. Not a good place to go right now for us, to be quite honest. We love Canada. We love BC. It's such a wonderful place, just not a place we would like to travel to right now, given the circumstances. But yeah, let's dive into today's topic. We're back, and we do have an important message. As I said, over the past month or so, right after the retreat, it was an unwinding, a releasing of the daily thought processes, releasing of this being in touch with everything that's happening, and really a letting go of that, really a moving into a very relaxed state. And that happened naturally. I mean, we spent most of our days outside. We were in nature, just soaking everything in and really being rather than doing like we usually do. And we enjoyed. We're back to doing now, but we brought a lot of that beingness with us. And one thing that I realized, being in this remote place, not a lot of people, a lot of nature, open water, so a lot of the ingredients that we love so much. And one thing that we realized is that what we experienced there, and this is a favorite place of ours, what we experienced there the kind of freedom, the kind of in touchness with life, with the true essence of life, is something that in most parts of the world and of this country, in cities, in urban areas, this is not happening at this moment. It is actually what most people are craving for. And, as always, when we are there, we're kind of like, why don't we just pack our stuff and move here and just be here, secluded from the rest of the madness? But I realized as soon as I had that thought that the madness, sooner or later, if we don't continue our work, if we don't continue the presence, and not just the two of us, all of us, is going to arrive there as well. And this is a place where life is unfolding normally, if you will. It's kind of like pre-pandemic. Everything's moving pretty normally, and but we realized that if we want to experience a life like this, a life that is more in tune with each other, spending time with groups of people, being human, being mensch, then we have to continue the work. We all have to continue the work, and the questions, even there in this secluded place that we receive so often, is what do you think is going to happen next? What do you think is coming up on the horizon? How do you think this winter is going to be? What do you think is going to happen? And I want to dive a little bit into those details of what we believe is going to unfold. It's kind of the writing on the wall, but also how we can approach this, because I said spontaneously to the first person that asked me, "What do you think is going to happen?" I said, "I think it's going to get very uncomfortable. I think it's going to get very chaotic. I think we're going to see a lot of things falling apart." However, that is a general description for what I believe is going to happen in this system, but it is not necessarily how your experience is going to be or how our experience is going to be. I was talking about the matrix things that are happening right now, and people say, well, you and others, you've been saying this for a while, but we don't really see it. Well, talking about the frog being in the pot and not seeing that things are boiling constantly around us. We're so used to an extraordinary state that we don't really see how much is happening and how it's happening everywhere. It is daily now. Daily things are imploding, exploding, and it is just the signs of the time. And people say, well, isn't that negative talk? Isn't that attracting negative things? Those are the results of our past actions collectively, and those are the results of this system imploding that's been here and that hasn't served us for such a long time, and that's not been serving us. So I welcome this, although I know it's going to be connected to suffering and pain for quite a lot of people, and that's, I believe, is something that we cannot really prevent at this point. We can do our best to speak to as many people as possible. We can do our best to help empower as many people as possible, inspire as many people as possible, bring the message out. But at this point, we cannot prevent some of the pain and suffering that's going to happen for a lot of people that simply don't want to look, don't want to see what's going on. And that's just something we have to accept at this point. I'm really more inspired to see how big the group of people can get over the next days and weeks that is actually prepared, ready to shine, to shine their lights. And I just want to say quickly what I believe is coming, not as a doomsday scenario, just as a result of what this system has been doing and how the implosion needs to happen. And basically, if you will, it's like moving from sickness into healing. When you are in sickness, and sometimes you can denial you are in sickness, right? I mean, you carry it in you, but you don't really want to see it. You want to ignore it. You don't want to acknowledge it. And then the moment comes when you acknowledge it. And that's kind of like when you have, for a moment time, you have peace. It's like being in the eye of the storm. I have acknowledged, I have accepted there is sickness, there's illness, there's something to heal. And that moment is peaceful. But after that moment comes the healing period. And as we all know, healing is just as much a painful process as a sickness, although it keeps getting better as we move along. And I believe we're kind of somewhere between that peaceful eye in the storm moment and moving into healing. And for that healing to happen, and what happens during healing is that you release all the toxins. Everything that is not serving you anymore is being deconstructed in your system and is being flushed out. And if you look at the world at large, that's what we're seeing right now. That's what's going to continue to happen. We have pulled out too many domino pieces for this whole house to continue to stand the way it has been. Ultimately, in a grand scheme of things, that's a really positive thing. But practically speaking, we're going to see some things that are going to shock people because they've never experienced it before. I talked to a dear friend of ours, and she has been around for quite a while on this planet. She said, I just can't imagine these things. I know they're coming, but I've never seen them firsthand. One of the things that's going to be visible very soon and feelable is major interruptions in the supply chain, especially when it comes to food and necessities. That's now a unavoidable reality. This is going to happen. We're going to see empty shelves. We're going to see major problems with the supply chain. We're going to see lines at the grocery stores, at the markets. We're going to see some violence with that, connected with that. We're going to see lines, people lining up for food stamps. The way this has been put together, the way these important domino pieces have been pulled out over the past year and a half, 2 years, this is bound to happen, not just in food, but food's going to be where most people will feel it because that's a necessity. We already see this in crucial materials that are needed for production of a lot of consumer goods, phones, cars, computers, a chip shortage. We're seeing, you've heard about it probably here in the United States. We now have a large group of cargo vessels that are stranded in front of California. They're not being allowed to go into the ports. They're not being unloaded. Goods are not being shipped. So there is this thing already happening, and a little later down the line, maybe weeks, months, maybe a few months, it's going to be very feelable. My feeling tells me it might be even before Christmas that we see some of the big booms. Just a feeling that I have. In a tangible way, how to prepare for that, we've talked about this, but it's always good. Just sit down and think about, really take a list, think about what are necessities, what are my daily necessities that I just need. Leave aside luxury goods, leave aside those things. Just focus on the necessities: food, water, power is a necessity for a lot of things, heating. Maybe you need medicine. Think about those things. Plan ahead a little bit. Maybe if you feel like it's too much for you to handle on your own, connect with a trusted friend, neighbor, family member. Sometimes it's easier to prepare in a group than by yourself, and bundle resources, symbiosis, which what nature does all the time. Just a few tangible things. Again, this is totally not about fear mongering for us. It's kind of like, okay, winter's coming. We're going to get out the jackets. We're going to get out the boots and the gloves and the beanies and just stay warm, right? So that's that kind of thing. But also, why this message is important to deliver for us is because so many of you are true light workers. You're shining your light. You're showing your light. When you have peace of mind about these things, you can help others. You can be a beacon of light and hope in a time that's very chaotic for others. And you have been on this journey for longer than most, but most people are just beginning to see this, and it's kind of like, oh my God, what's happening? Chaos here, boom, there, everything's falling apart. Everything that I've been taught doesn't really work out the way it should. All those things, you can be a beacon of peace and hope and light. And we've been sharing this message. And as you can see, it's just becoming in more and more intensity. This is important stuff, and it's important to be ready for that. I would, if you can, and I know not everyone can, but I would avoid highly populated areas if you can. If you have a way, especially maybe around the holidays, to go out into the country, maybe you have family somewhere out, smaller towns, more rural areas are always good to be in such times. City people are not very good with such unexpected events. It's just the nature of how city life is. So, how this is all coming together and what we're going to see in terms of messaging, and I'm going to close this today with the message for the soul and the heart. This is really how and what really drives this whole message, because that's where it all leads to. It's not about fear, it's about empowerment. What you're going to see in terms of messaging over the next weeks and months is, of course, still the pandemic, but we're also going to see an increased messaging around climate change. It's already happening. Prince Charles has repeatedly called for it, but just recently, today or yesterday, called for a military style um, um, military style, what do you call it? A PR, not agenda, but rollout, if you will, and how to treat this and how to tackle this. The hypocrisy in this is really that we have a climate summit of the UN right now in Glasgow, Scotland, where everyone's coming together. Of course, they're not sharing planes. They flew in with 400 private jets. So if these people really cared about man-made climate change and all those things, they would behave differently. It just shows you that it's a perverted and insane agenda. But see, the thing is, with climate change, it's such a beautiful opportunity, because the climate has been changing since the existence of Earth. It's going to continue to change. So it's easy to say whenever there's a big weather event or whenever this is happening, oh, this is because of because of humanity. This is, you can beat that horse to death, because it never keeps on giving, right? It'll continue to give you great opportunities to blame everything on humanity. Now, don't get me wrong. I see the complete insanity of how we are living and how we have been living, how we are um, overusing by a long shot resources, how we are polluting the planet, how we're not treating the animal kingdom in a natural world the way we should. That all is, out of the question. That's exactly what we're doing, and we want to be part of the change that goes into a symbiosis, into a harmonious relationship with nature and animals, and that's what we're doing. But this particular topic and how it's spun is just a big hoax to control people, to get deeper into your lives, to gain more control. And if you want to understand how these things are going, look at just one quote. Henry Kissinger, very, very influential figure for many decades now, used to be Secretary of State, a founder of many think tanks, one of the architects of so many wars and crises around the world. And Henry Kissinger has said a long time ago, all the population needs is the right crisis, and they will accept the new world order. That's what it was called then. Now they're calling it the Great Reset. So there's going to be crisis after crisis after crisis over the next weeks and months. You're supposed to stay in a perpetual state of fear. You're supposed to be scared of everything around you, whether that's sickness, whether that's the weather, whether that's other people. That is not going to stop, but it's going to become more and more painfully obvious that it is not authentic, not true. It's a systematic breakdown. They're trying to mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually break you down. Now, our job here on the Inspired channel is to, first of all, show this for what it is. That's what we're going to continue to do. But then people move into this beautiful, inspired state that empowers us and gives us so much more power, so much more inspiration, so much more creativity than these low lives could ever have. These are very low forms. They don't understand what it means to be a true mensch. They don't understand that. They don't understand what the spiritual connection is. They don't understand what consciousness is. They don't understand what human agency is. They don't understand what our true potential is. They have no idea. So as soon as we move into more empowered states, we're so far beyond that bullshit, that crap that's unfolding here. That's really what all of this is about for us. Because as we've said before, there's a fork in the road. We're here. It's going apart. And if you want to be authentic, truthful, honest, live a beautiful life experience, it only can come from within. And so, I'll share once again our beautiful morning practice every day. We go into a beautiful breathing exercise first, because breath is life and breath is God, breath is the creator. That's the bridge. And then we move into a wonderful meditation with the Creator every morning. Every morning, we show up for that. And I give thanks to the Creator. I ask for guidance. My mantra is, how may I serve? I say, Creator, how may I serve? Just show me, just guide me, show me, lead me. I'm here. That's the whole purpose of my existence here on earth right now, of our existence, is to be of assistance in this process and to help empower you. You have that within you. It's not that we give this to you. It's not something that we can give to you, but we can show what it feels like when you live like that. And we have moved out of this fear state such a long time ago that it is so um, beautiful to see so many souls joining us right now. But it is something that you need to continually show up for. This world, this system out there, this matrix, the media, the politicians, the whole 9 yards, the whole gang. I mean, they're pulling out the big guns, all the weapons, things you can see and hear, but there are things you cannot see and hear. There's frequency waves, there's all kinds of things that are happening in the invisible realm that are aimed at influencing you negatively, that are aimed at lowering your vibration, that are aimed at making you feel tired, exhausted, and kind of lifeless. And so you need to be very conscious every day. You need to show up for yourself every day. Really take good care of yourself. Spend time out in nature. Breathe. Do breathing exercises. Look up Wim Hof. If you just do the free Wim Hof thing on YouTube every day, your life quality is going to really shoot up. Eat good foods. Eat less. In Tibet they have a beautiful proverb that kind of goes something like, um I think it's eat half, walk double, and laugh triple. It's really, really beautiful, but it's true. So it's really important that we focus on these essential things, that we focus on what we put into our minds. I'm kind of, giving a little bit of a very digested version, because I don't believe you need to go out and turn the news on and stay on, stay connected to everything that's happening right now, because you're not going to get a truthful message anyway, and it's just going to wear you out. So we're coming on and we're sharing, and on our channel in little bits and pieces, 4 to 10 minute segments. We're just sharing a little bit of peeling the onion, so you understand how interconnected this matrix is and how it is constantly trying to pull you in its web. But if you go within, if you seek this connection with the Creator, then this doesn't really have any strength, any power over you, because this is so much more powerful. So it's really important that your day begins from within. It's something we have started with the Yado group. We've really met early in the morning. We showed up together for a beautiful morning meditation. I mean, people had amazing life-changing experiences, just because early in the morning, when your mind is still unburdened, when the day hasn't begun yet, when everything is still fresh, that connection is so much clearer, so much easier to obtain. And you don't lose it really over the course of the day. If you start your day like that, you feel the presence, sometimes more, sometimes less. But that's why we encourage you to really, really look at your morning rituals, the first hour of the day. Everything you do should be absolutely soul, body, mind serving. It should absolutely nourish you. It should absolutely elevate your state of being, absolutely inspire you, basically bring you to such an elevated state of being that your whole day is set up for a beautiful experience and for change, for positive change. And then you'll be able to bring that out, able to show that in the world. And here's the thing, I've said this before, but every day counts. Every day matters now. We used to have years where you could, just kind of let it slide for a while. This is not the time. We need everybody on their very best. We need everybody on top of their game. And also realizing we are here currently serving as individuals, but also as a collective, this positive change. And not a minute goes by where this is not happening. So keep Keep reminding yourself to seek that connection, seek that guidance. Thank the creator for the guidance. It's really not hard. You just thank for the guidance, and the guidance appears for you. And it's beautiful what it does. It will tell you to do things you've never done before, in ways you've never done before, at times you've never done before. And all you can do is trust, because there is no evidence, there is no path that you can look up someone else has done it like that. No, this is yours and yours alone. And this is the time quality we're in. So really trust, really go within. And many of you will be guided to make some life-changing decisions over the next days, maybe even hours, but days and weeks, definitely. Life-changing, completely life-changing. You will be guided to maybe do something that you've never done before, or guided to quit something, or guided to move somewhere. Now is the time to fully trust that guidance. There's an energy window that has opened for all the light workers, for all the people that are assisting in this positive change. Trust it. As outrageous, outlandish, and illogical as it might seem at times, trust it. This guidance is now here to absolutely support you in that. And you are needed, my friend. You are absolutely needed. We need each and everyone right now, everywhere. It's kind of like, imagine that there's the power has gone out. It's, it's pitch black, it's completely dark, and every light worker is one light that is illuminating the whole place. Now, if we're positioned correctly, if we're connected to each other, we can illuminate this whole place. It's not dark anymore. It's not pitch black anymore. There's already light here, but we need to shine brighter. We need to shine stronger. We need to be more courageous. We need to have more trust and faith in who we are, and be who you were meant to be. There's no time like the present to be that. It's going to benefit you. It's going to benefit your family, your loved ones, your community, and the whole. And that's what's going to unfold. So remember, as you see things on the outside, and a few more things that might be coming up. I know there's countries where this messaging, the country where we used to live in, Austria, this messaging is very, very strong now. The government's giving out tips. There's campaigns, there's ads, there's movies about power outages. It's big time propaganda, countrywide, nationwide, even international power outages. When this messaging comes out, this is not by accident. It means there's something in the works, something to be expected. Now think about it. A power outage in summer, hot and inconvenient. A power outage in winter, potentially life-threatening. So how do you think about these things? How do you plan ahead? What do you need? What would you need to stay warm if Russians that are in the northernmost part of Russia that have experienced this, not just Russians, of course, but this example just popped up. I mean, they've gone without power and heating oftentimes for weeks. They know what that means. There's no need to freeze, but think about these things. We're moving into a stage of, in our existence together here, where we might, for a certain period of time, lose some of the comforts that we have relied on all our lives. And so, with the power from within, with the guidance and the inspiration, with a bright mind, use it, you will be able to navigate, plan ahead, get ready, shine your light. This comfort is going to go away in the way and shape that we're used to it now. Not for long, and there is replacements, and all of those things are going to happen, but it is going to happen. That's a reality. Tribe. Every day, in every way, just show up. Show up for yourself. Show up for your communities. Show up for this beautiful time. And I want to say this, and I will emphasize this. You, capital YOU, are needed. Your presence is needed. Your light is needed. Your thoughts, your inspiration, you, my friend, are truly needed. Now, so, stay on this journey and expand on this journey. One practical thing that we would like to ask you guys is I put a link in the top of the live chat section that has all our links in it. And one is really important right now. Please subscribe to our Rumble channel. For those of you who don't know what Rumble is, it's basically YouTube without all the censorship. Rumble, very open, cool platform. The reason why we're saying this is because we're going to, in the near future, have more interviews available, and some of that material is partially or fully only going to be available on Rumble just because it covers topics that we cannot do on YouTube. It's just plain simple. So please do subscribe to our Rumble channel. We will be together again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Standard. And we will continue better, stronger, more, deeper. We'll go to the unspoken parts of our existence together. We'll share what hasn't been shared before. We'll talk about what hasn't been talked about before. We'll revive. We've started this before we left. Next Monday's the first or the second edition of our new format. Is it true? Is it true that first one was really successful? I think a lot of people connected to that. And the format here is that we're going to ask questions. You are the research team. It's your job to go out after we ask those questions. Is it true that? And then we're going to share some of our research with you. But really, it's about you, the research team, to go out and verify this. Once you've verified this, share it. Share the video. Share what you've come up with. We are the media now. We are the news now. We are those who spread information now, but we are thorough too. We want to be thorough. We want to be factual because it is important. I believe it is important. Integrity of information, of fact, is very important. So next Monday, second edition of Is It True That? And you, the research team, take notes when we come on for the Monday live stream and then research the facts. Thank you for being here with us. I can't wait to go through the comments. It's been a month since I've done that. Go through all the comments, read from you guys, see what you shared. And I still look forward to tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central, right here in the Inspired channel.
You're all saying the Rumble link is not in the description. I just checked it. It is in the description. If you click on the link tree.
It's in our link tree.
It's the fourth. It says Inspired Rumble channel. It's the fourth.
So what we did here, look at this. It's called a link tree. And we put all our links in one place. This is the coolest thing. And once you see this, you'll never want anything else. This is our link tree, which means all inspired links are here in one place. Can you see that? Hold on. I'll try to avoid the ring light. Not yet. This. So basically, all of our
this here
is Rumble. So in the description, it says all inspired links in one place. Click on that, and then you'll see all our links, including the Rumble channel. And please do subscribe. We have already mirrored our whole YouTube channel on Rumble. So everything that's here is there also. But there's going to be stuff that's only going to be there. So exciting times ahead. We're excited for this journey. Big things are happening. Even here behind the scenes on the Inspired channel, we'll soon announce a new collaboration. We'll soon announce some new things that we've been working on. So it is exciting times. Tribesters, we'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. We love you. I mean, I missed you guys. Just sitting here, being with you. I missed this, and we're excited to be back. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central. We love you all.